Hello and welcome to the NBA DFS Slate Breakdown for Monday, March 31st. We are back. We got a nice little slate, a little chaos. Late season NBA is here. I'm your host, Tyler Wiemann. Come join us at LionStar. If you haven't tried us out before, go to the App Store, Android or iOS. You can get free 7-day trial. Give us a try. That does give you access to the website and the app. You get it all. For all sports we cover. Let's dive in now. Position by position, we got 7 games on Draftkings. We got 8 games on FanDuel. FanDuel, for some reason, wanted to throw in that late game where Draftkings did not. It is an hour and a half past the last 7 game. All right. High ownership, KJ Simpson, 31% owned. We got a nice matchup here versus Utah. 2 teams in full rebuild mode, dumpster diving, seeing if they can pull something together. But it's an interesting one for DFS, and it's probably the only reason why anybody's watching this game. But KJ Simpson's absolutely interesting. Should play plenty of minutes. Has the ceiling to do good enough at these prices. I won't get too galaxy brained, and I'll probably just play some KJ Simpson here. Isaiah Collier, 5,700, 27% owned, 25-point projection here. I'm fine going here. My issue is I don't know if the ceiling's here just because the Jazz have so many guards that they use. I'm willing to have a little bit, not going to go super hard. I would prefer KJ Simpson in this spot. Next, we got SGA, 11.6K. They're 14-point favorites. For me, it's a little hard to get here. The most likely scenario is he plays 28 to 30 minutes. It's a blowout, and he doesn't play much of the fourth at all. And with that, it's going to be very hard for him to pay off his salary. 50 points plus is pretty much a lock, but 60, 70 points, probably kind of doubtful in this spot. Pivot time. Keaton George, 5.9K, 14% owned. He has more of a ceiling than Collier, so I'd rather just pivot to him. Does he get the ceiling? That's the issue. Minutes have been, hit or miss, but absolutely interested, and he can carve up this Hornets team off the bench, so I don't mind some George. Derek White, 7K, 13% owned. The big news here is that Jaylen Brown is questionable. If he is questionable, Brown is going to start looking real, real good. But even if he's not, even if Brown does play, he's in a very good spot. 29th versus shooting guard for the Grizzlies are. So interested to go there. Next, Tyrese Halliburton. They are 5 points favorites versus Sacramento. He has a big ceiling. 50 points is definitely in his wheelhouse, and he could do that in this matchup. Interesting spot for him. Now, on to point guard on DK. We got SGA, Collier, Simpson. We covered them all. Let's get on to shooting guard. We got Nick Smith, 4,300, 31% owned. He's been playing big minutes off the bench, and he needs to score, needs to get to work when he comes off the bench, so I'm absolutely fine going with some Nick Smith. I don't love it. There's not a huge upside there, but this is a game that I want to target, so I'm fine getting some. Tyler Hero, 8,600, 18% owned. There is no Wiggins, and with that, his usage should go up. Versus the Wizards, huge ceiling. I'm fine getting some Hero. Pivot time, Keaton George, White, we talked about. Halliburton, we talked about. 6,900, Zach LaVine. So Zach LaVine has not been playing very good basketball with Sacramento. That is the issue here. But there is a solid ceiling, and if LaVine's shot is going in, he can absolutely produce. 6,900 is very cheap for him at his quality of playing. The issue, he's been like a 0.8 fantasy point per minute guy so far this season. With Sacramento. So hard to get to LaVine, but I'm fine to take some shots. Now, let's get on over to shooting guard on DK. We got Dalen Terry. We got Nick Smith and Franz Wagner. 3,500. Terry should pick up some minutes without Kevin Huerter. And in a blowout scenario, I don't really see them taking him off the court too much. So I'm fine getting a little Terry here. Nick Smith, we talked about Franz Wagner, 8,700. He is cheaper on FanDuel, so I do like him more on FanDuel. Clippers are tough defensively. This is going to be a very slow-paced game. It's two of the slowest-paced teams in the league, but we do have a 210 total. Super low total. But on this slate, this is one of those competitive games that could be a little interesting, and they're going to design stuff for Wagner, for Paulo. I'm interested in dabbling a little bit in either of them. Not a great spot, but good enough to be interested in. Small forward on FanDuel, Jason Tatum. Watch the Brown news. If Brown is out, Tatum looks fantastic. Miles Bridges. Think you got to get some Bridges here versus Utah with no LaMelo Ball. One worry, he only played 22 minutes last game. So a little worry about his minutes, but if he is going to play 30 plus, you're going to want some of them. Pivot time, Levine, Wagner, we covered them. Let's get on over to small forward on DK. Tatum, Derry, Wagner, Dalen Terry. We covered them. Power forward on FanDuel. Man, this is going to be a quick one. Flying through it. Jason Tatum, 32% owned. Kyle Filipowski, 6K. I absolutely love him in this spot versus the Hornets. There's no Kessler, no Lauri Markkanen. He is going to be playing a decent amount, and he's been producing big time. I like going back and attacking the Hornets in this spot, so give me a lot of Kyle Flip. Bam Adebayo, 8,300. Very, very interesting. No Wiggins. His minutes are very solid. Huge ceiling. The one thing is that I do really like Khalil Ware, and so if I'm playing a lot of Ware, I'm probably pulling up a little bit on Adebayo, but very interested in both those guys. And pivot, Domantas Sabonis versus the Pacers. This is a very high total game. Should stay close. Sabonis has a big time ceiling. I'm fine taking a little bit. That team is totally off the rails. On to power forward on FanDuel. Tatum, Adebayo, Flip. We covered it. Center on FanDuel. Oscar Tashibi, he is definitely in play. If he is starting today, you can expect mid-20s in minutes, and it's a great spot for us, the Hornets. Very, very interested in him. I would play him and Flipkowski together. I generally don't like a ton of power forwards and centers together, but with Tashibi so cheap, I don't care about that. It goes out the window. I'm fine playing him, and I will have a ton if he is starting. Flip, Bam, we talked about. Pivots, Domantas Sabonis, and then Khalil Ware. Where is Ware? There he is. I forgot to like him, but at 6,300, he is in one of the best spots there is in all of DFS right now, and that is center versus the Wizards. He has a big time ceiling, can definitely get 40s or 50s, and he's in a great spot. Going low owned, I'm interested. And on to center, DK. Thomas Bryant's popping up a little bit. 28 minutes. Expected to be a starter. You gotta have some interest there. Tashibi, super interested in him. I would actually maybe go Tashibi over Thomas Bryant, but definitely interest in both sides there. And Bam and Flip, all interesting. AD got to 30 minutes, so you can start dabbling in some AD if you want to. Minutes are going up. He's interesting. They are actually fighting for a play-in game spot, so it's not the worst choice to go there. But that'll do it for us today, guys. We'll be back with more tomorrow. You guys have a good one. Make some money. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See ya.